So I watched this movie about a 100-year-old pedo who watches a teenage girl sleep every night. Oh, so this is the new Bill Cosby documentary. What? Nah, mate. It's bloody Twilight. Ah, right. So the movie starts with a girl named Bella talking about her dream way to be unalived. Wait, what? Nah, it's not like that. See, she's just upset that she's moving to Phoenix. Well, that seems a bit dramatic. Well, this is actually the least dramatic thing that happens in this movie, so buckle up. Okay. I'm ready. So anyways, Bella's chosen to go live with her policeman dad in a small town in the state of Washington called Forks. Wait, so she's chosen to go there? Why is she complaining about leaving then? You know, that part's not really clear, but it turns out her hippie mum has decided to go travelling around the country in a van with her new boyfriend, who's apparently hung like a horse. They actually describe how big her boyfriend's penis is. Nah, but it's heavily implied because her mum's always limping. Gross. So we get the gist that her old man Charlie, he's not the most observant bloke, you know, because he doesn't know his daughter's favourite colour or notice when she cuts her hair. So, well, this was written by a woman, remember? Fuck, he's in trouble then. Anyways, then he's lurking in her room, and the next minute he's outside talking to an Indigenous fellow in a wheelchair called Billy Black, and he's in an entirely different outfit for some reason. He's Indigenous and in a wheelchair. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, but this film was actually made before diversity mandates. Interesting. Anyways, Bella goes downstairs to talk to him, and Billy Black's son Jacob, he's just staring at her like a frat boy with a pocket full of roofies. That's creepy. Oh yeah, and her old man is pretending to beat up the guy in the wheelchair in the background. What the hell? Yeah, it's never really explained. Anyways, the whole point in this scene is that her old man, Sea-Dog, bought a new car from Jacob's old man, Billy Black, you know, the guy in the wheelchair that he just beat up, and it's to give to her. There's so many things wrong with that sentence that I don't even know where to start. Anyways, next up, she's at her first day at school, and immediately an Asian bloke who's dressed like the lead singer of My Chemical Romance offers to write a front page article about her in the local school paper. And then the head jock of the basketball team, Mike, totally hits on her in front of Anna Kendrick, who clearly has the hots for him. Why is everyone so obsessed with this girl already? Because this is supposed to be a boring teenage girl's fantasy where everyone just wants to bone them all the time and they're more popular than Anna Kendrick. So every teenage girl's fantasy is to be more popular than Anna Kendrick. I think so, yeah. Anyways, Bella tells this really shit joke and then it's lunchtime.
Aren't people from Arizona supposed to be like really tan?
Yeah. Maybe that's why they kicked me out.
And while they're in the lunchroom, Mike the jock and the My Chemical Romance guy, they're fighting over who likes Bella more, right? They only just met her. Yeah. And then some random black dude says, "She's mine!" Then he kisses her on the cheek and just runs away giggling. Jesus! Does she call the police? Nah, she just laughs it off, even though it's technically sexual assault. Okay, so what happens next? Well, a group of kids dressed all in white who are clearly part of some sort of cult walk in, and they're called the Cullens, right? The Cullens. So they're like a family or something? Yeah, and it turns out some of them are totally banging each other. Great, so we're about 10 minutes in and we've already got incest and sexual assault. What happens next? Well, this is the big moment, right? Edo walks in, and all the girls start leaking from the gash onto the floor so much that the cleaner has to go and get a new mop. Edo. Edward Cullen. And yep, there's a reason Edo rhymes with pedo, but we'll get into that later. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that Edo is actually played by the same actor who plays Sedo in Hazapotto. I am so lost right now. Anyways, he starts staring at Bella from across the room like P. Diddy stares at a bottle of baby oil. Gross. And then next up, she goes to science class where she walks in front of a fan, and Edo, he like blocks his nose like she's got thick skid marks in her undies after Taco Tuesday. We've all been there, right? Too right. Anyway, she sits right next to him, even though he thinks she stinks like wet shit on a hot road. And then, after class, Bella sees Edo complaining to one of the teachers, right? Saying that he wants to move classes. Ah, because she smells like secondhand tacos floating in a toilet left in the airport bathroom. Exactly, and she's pissed, right? Because she doesn't think she smells that bad. Clearly she does. So later that night, she's talking to her deadbeat mum, who apologises that she hasn't called in a while because she's been too busy banging her new boyfriend, Long Dong Silver. Really? She actually says that? Nah, but it's heavily implied. Anyways, she asks Bella if she's fitting in at school. And then Bella cracks a massive hissy fit and hangs up the phone. Well, that seems a bit dramatic. Dramatic is this film's middle name, remember? Anyways, she keeps thinking about old mate Edo. Why is she suddenly so obsessed with this guy? He's literally the only guy who hasn't thrown himself at her since she got there, so I guess that makes him attractive or something? Sounds like this girl Bella has some unresolved mental issues with her dad. Also, what kind of message is this sending to young women? I guess the lesson of the film is go out with a guy that treats you terribly? That seems like a pretty shitty message. Oh, you better believe it is. Anyway, she's stalking Edo now, right? Because she wants to know why he isn't creaming his dax over her just like everyone else is, right? But get this. What? He stops showing up at school, doesn't he? He does not! Wait, who cares? I don't know, but it's a big deal to her for some reason. Anyways, next up we see a construction worker get murdered. Hang on, What? Yeah, it's pretty jarring. Some real tonal whiplash going on in this film. Also, it's PG, so the camera just kind of swings away whenever anything violent happens. That sounds like pretty lazy filmmaking. Oh, you better believe it is. So Sea-Dog, her old man, he's put on the case, right? And apparently there's been like this string of animal attacks around town recently. It's vampires, isn't it? Yeah, it's totally vampires. It's presented like a mystery as well, but we literally saw it in the last scene. So I don't know what they were thinking there. Anyways, the next day she's in chemistry again, and you'll never guess who's there. Probably Edward. I mean, he's on the poster, right? Yeah, that's right. But get this, he's being super nice to her now. And then he asks her about rain for some reason, and she's like, no, I don't like rain or cold things. That's weird. So it turns out that she hates rain even more than Anakin Skywalker hates sand.
I don't like sand.
So now old mate Edo, he's trying to figure her out, yeah? And she tells him about her mum and how her stepdad has a huge penis. Really? Why would she do that? Well, no, she doesn't, but it's heavily implied. So next up, Bella. She's in the car park, and Edo, he's staring at her harder than Harvey Weinstein stared at every woman he ever employed. Gross. Then the black guy, who kissed her inappropriately on the face and should probably be in jail, loses control of his car and crashes into her. Wait, why the hell was he driving so fast in a car park, and why couldn't he stop the car? Were his brakes cut or something? Oh, don't worry, none of this is explained. But get this, the reason she wasn't crushed by the sex pest's car is Edo stops it with his bare hands. Holy crap, right? And he looks super nervous, like he doesn't want people knowing that he has super strength and super speed, right? Really? So what does he do? Well, he just walks off at regular speed, doesn't he? Which means everyone in the car park probably saw him. Is this ever explained or dealt with? Oh God, no. But get this, when she's in hospital, right? None other than Dr. Cullen comes in to check on her. Oh shit, the cult leader whose kids are banging each other. That's right, but turns out he's super chill. So he's a nice cult leader. Yeah, maybe, sure, why not? Anyways, after she gets out of hospital, Bella hears old mate Cullen and his wife grilling Edo, right? About staring at women inappropriately? Nah, mate, they're grilling him about saving Bella's life. Okay, so he's a nice cult leader who wants Bella dead, even though he just treated her. Yep, anyways, Bella calls Edo over to her, and then she grills him as well. Wait, she's upset with him for saving her life? Yeah, apparently. And she asks him how he ran so fast and stopped the car with his bare hands. But Edo, he totally gaslights her, and he tells her to just shut the hell up and never talk to him ever again. Is this guy the hero of the story, or is he the villain? I feel like in any other movie he'd totally be the villain, but no, he's supposed to be the good guy, apparently. Weird. So anyways, Bella has this dream about Edo standing over her bed, watching her like a serial killer. Oh my God. Yeah, but apparently she's one of those chicks that faps it to true crime podcasts, because apparently this dream made her wetter than the movie Deep Blue Sea. Is that the one where Samuel L. Jackson gets eaten by a shark? That's the one. I love that movie. Yeah, me too. Anyways, Bella gets asked to the prom by Mike, right in front of Anna Kendrick, who looks gutted. And then Bella makes up some bullshit excuse about going to Jacksonville on a bus because it's clear that she wants old mate Edo to ask her instead. Oh, does he ask her? Nah, he doesn't, because while they're on a field trip with like the only teacher we ever seem to see in this film, Edo decides that he doesn't want to be friends with her anymore. This guy is all over the place. Also, when did they become friends? No idea. Well, how does Bella handle that? Well, she says that she wishes that he just let her get crushed by that car. Wow, she is dramatic, isn't she? You're damn right. Anyways, that My Chemical Romance kid shows up, and then he shows her his worm. He shows her his worm? Nah, it's a worm from the compost, not his cock, mate. Oh, okay, go on then. So, the next day they're at lunch, and My Chemical Romance invites her to come with Mike the Jock and Anna Kendrick to La Push, because apparently they're all friends now or something. What's La Push? Is he like constipated or something? Nah, it's some shitty beach that people like go to hang out and surf and whale watch or something like that. Anyways, Edo, he's on the other side of the cafeteria, and he's staring at her harder than a priest stares at an altar boy who's in the confessional booth. Gross. Then Bella drops an apple because the script told her to, and Edo does this super sick hacky sack move and gives it back to her. Wait, I thought he didn't want to speak to her anymore. Yeah, but now he does. I feel like this is an abusive relationship. It really is. Anyways, Bella asks him if he's Spider-Man, and then she tells him to come.
Come.
So next up, they're at La Push Beach, or whatever the fuck it's called, and old mate Jacob's there, right? Who's he again? He's the son of the Indigenous fellow, you know, the one in the wheelchair that Bella's dad beat up for no reason. Oh, okay, go on then. So she mentions that she invited Edo to the beach, and two of Jacob's mates freak the fuck out, and they're like, the Cullens aren't welcome here. They're not welcome in a public beach? What? Well, that's the thing, right? We jump cut to Bella and old mate Jacob walking along the beach later on, and she's like, why would your mates say that the Cullens are not, welcome here? And then he's like, oh, you caught that, did you? Even though the guy said it to her face literally a scene ago. Is that intentionally bad writing, or is that just bad writing? It's just bad writing, mate. Anyways, he tells her that the beach is part of his tribe's reservation, and his tribe and the Cullens have a family feud that dates back over a century. Okay, well, what does she say to that? Well, she asks why they hate the Cullens so much, right? And then he just gaslights her and tells her to shut the fuck up, it's just a story, and never to speak to him again. That's a bit rude. Go on. Anyways, the next scene, we see one of her dad's mates get killed by a vampire in a small boat. Mate, I'm getting tonal whiplash again. Same here. There's also this really crappy effect where they blur the vampires for super speed, but it somehow makes them look slower than regular speed. Wow, that is shit. Yeah, so next up it's like the first sunny day they've had all year, and Anna Kendrick tells Bella that the Cullens always disappear whenever it's nice weather. So no one in the school has put 2 and 2 together and thinks that maybe they're vampires. I think this is like one of those special schools or something like that. I guess that makes sense. Next up, Bella decides to walk through a dark and seedy back alley at night for no reason at all, and then she's surrounded by some creepy men who want to R-word her, which is like a really weird thing to throw into a PG movie, but whatever. Why is it nighttime now? No idea. Anyways, Edo does this super sick Tokyo drift move around the corner, and then he gets out of the car and he's like, "Get in!" Does he mess those guys up? Nah, he just stares at them for a few seconds and then he drives away. And how did he get the car there so fast? He must have been parked right around the corner. It's kind of creepy, right? Yeah, super stalker vibes, right? What's even weirder is that he says he could hear the dude's thoughts and that they were more messed up than the videos you see when you get to the bottom of the Pornhub timeline. Oh, that is messed up. Yeah. Anyways, next Bella and Edo have this dinner thing, right? Which is supposed to be super important because, you know, he finally confesses everything to her. Wow. But it's literally got some of the worst dialogue I've ever heard in my whole life.
You gotta give me some answers.
Yes, no. To get to the other side.
Oh my god. Anyways, he says to her that he's really protective of her and that's why he's been following her everywhere. So she calls the police right away, yeah? Nah, she's kinda into it. Man, this chick has issues. Anyways, he tries to prove that he can read everyone's minds by saying that everyone in the restaurant is just thinking about sex. But the weird thing, right, is that he can't read her mind. Why? Does she have like special powers too? Nah, I think she's just such a boring character that she literally has no thoughts in her head. Okay, yeah, that tracks. Anyways, he drives her home and it sounds like he's going way too fast.
Just put your seatbelt on.
Put your seatbelt on.
Then she goes to change the radio, right? And she accidentally touches his hand. And you're never gonna believe what happens. What happens? It's only bloody cold, isn't it? Who cares? Well, yeah, I mean, who cares? But she made such a big sook about how she hates cold things, remember? Oh yeah, that was weird. Yeah, super weird. Anyways, they drive past the police station and all the cop cars are there. And Bella's concerned that her dad is still working, so she makes him pull over. And then Edo's dad, Dr. Cullen, he comes out too, right? What's he doing there? Well, apparently he's helping her dad examine his mate's body. And he reckons it's just another animal attack. So Bella, she goes to comfort her dad, who's having like this huge sook. I mean, that is fair enough. His mate just died. Yeah, it's probably the only genuine reaction in the whole film, to be honest with you. Anyways, Bella sees the body being wheeled out into an ambulance because reasons, I guess. And she sees the bites on the body and she starts to suspect old mate Edo, doesn't she? Then there's like this huge cliche montage where she Googles vampires and it says that they're super strong and they don't like bright sun and they can read minds, blah, blah, blah. Then she has this super sexual dream where they both look like emos or members of Good Charlotte and he's drinking her blood. That took an unexpected turn. Yeah, it really did. So next up, there's like this super dramatic scene where she looks at Edo from across the schoolyard and he somehow knows that she wants him to follow her into the forest to explain himself. Hang on, I thought he can't read her mind. Nah, he can't. So how does he know to just follow her into the forest? No idea. Also, I feel like the last thing you'd do if you found out someone was a vampire and suspected that they'd murdered 3 people is walk into the middle of a forest alone with them, right? She's fucking mental. What's she thinking? Anyway, he's like, say it out loud. And she's like, vampire. So then he grabs her like really violently and then he throws her on his back and runs up a hill, which might be the single worst effect that you see in this entire movie. Oh, that is terrible. Anyways, he steps into the sunlight and his skin starts sparkling like diamonds, doesn't it? Wait, what the fuck? I thought vampires died in the sun. In this franchise, they just sparkle. That's kind of lame. Yeah, so no one's ever seen him sparkle at school or anything? Yeah, like I said, it's one of those special schools, so everyone's too busy drooling into their bibs to notice anything. Anyways, he tells her that she's like his own personal brand of heroin, which is like a super weird compliment, to be honest. And then he starts throwing a bunch of trees around. Why? I don't know, he's trying to show that he's dangerous or like really passionate or something. I'm still a little concerned about how into this dude Bella is. He grabs her aggressively, he's emotionally unstable, and he's mean to her. The rest of the film's just her in therapy dealing with her daddy issues. Nah, that never happens actually. Anyways, then we get probably the worst inner monologue in cinema history when Bella wakes up and walks to her window thinking this. About 3 things I was absolutely positive. First, Edward was a vampire. I mean, he just told her that. Not exactly great detective work. Second, there was part of him, and I didn't know how potent that part might be, that thirsted for my blood. And third, I was unconditionally and irrevocably in love with him. This chick needs to be committed. At this point, she's a danger to herself and others, right? Anyways, the next day, Bella and Edo, they rock up to school as a couple for the first time, and like the whole school stops and stares. Why? No idea, but apparently it's like a really big deal because they really milked this scene for all it's worth. Anyways, after school, they're chatting and he tells her his origin story. Wait, so he is Spider-Man? No, like his vampire origin story, mate. He says that Edward Cullen saved him from dying by biting him and passing on his powers. So his full name is Carlisle Cullen. This dude kind of does sound like a Spider-Man character. I know, right? Anyways, he says that he and the Cullens are like vegan vampires. They choose not to eat people, except they're like less annoying than normal vegans because they don't stop traffic or throw blood on people who are just ordering Maccas. I thought you were a vegan. Yeah, I am. Shut up. Anyways, he says that his sister can predict the future and that there are other vampires out there that do kill people, which is why people have been turning up dead, right? His sister can predict the future? What the fuck? Yeah, they really breeze over that one. It totally comes out of nowhere. But apparently her predictions, they never come true. So it sounds like her powers are totally fucking useless if you ask me. Maybe his sister just has psychosis. Anyways, next up, old mate Wheelchair and Jacob rock up to her house again and they give Edo the old stink eye, don't they? Why do they do that? Well, because they're obviously werewolves and they don't like vampires, do they? Yep, makes sense. I mean, none of this makes any fucking sense at all, but go on. Then Edo, he takes Bella to meet his folks, right? And they're cooking up like this big meal to welcome her. I thought vampires didn't eat real food. No, they don't. It's supposed to be a funny scene, but it's totally not. Anyway, she said she already ate, and this chick Rosalie, she gets angrier than Russell Crowe when he threw that phone at a hotel clerk. Dude, that's such an old reference, no one's gonna get that. Fuck off. Anyways, he takes her to his room and she freaks out because he doesn't have a bed. Oh, right, because he doesn't sleep. Again, it's like supposed to be funny or something. No, that's not funny at all. Then he shows her all his graduation hats and he says it's like this family joke because he's graduated high school so many times. And that doesn't like freak her out at all? That he's lived so long that he's basically 100 years old and a pedophile and trying to seduce a 17-year-old girl? Nah, it doesn't because he's hot, I guess. Yeah, I guess, but still, so many red flags. Right? Anyways, then he pushes her out a window and calls her a spider monkey. I'm not even going to ask why this time. Good, because they never fucking explain it. So next there's this super long and boring montage of them falling in love that I think goes for about 6 hours. 6 hours? Yeah, at least it feels that way. I kind of got bored and started checking my phone. Anyways, we cut to Bella's dad and he's trying to track the wild animals that killed his mate and he discovers that it has human footprints. Then that jock Mike, he grills Bella and he tells her that he doesn't like her dating Edo because he just looks at her like she's something to eat. Wait, so he knows Edo is a vampire? Nah, it's supposed to be clever dialogue, but I feel like it's just super clunky and weird and no one would ever actually say that, you know? That's a super weird thing to say. Then, to really emphasize that tonal whiplash point, her dad, after being asked by his mate's grieving widow if he's found the killer yet, starts to try and get his daughter to go out and date some boys. So he's like trying to pimp out his own daughter. I mean, the movie's trying to play it off like he just wants her to have a normal life, but yeah, it really does just come off that way. Anyways, then Bella's on the phone to her deadbeat mum and she tells her that she met a boy called Edo. And her mum starts asking her if she's using condoms. So one parent is trying to hook her up with random boys and the other one wants to buy her condoms. These two parents are way too invested in this girl losing her virginity. Yeah, it's really weird and off-putting. But what's even weirder is that Edo has been in her room the whole time watching her on the call. So she goes to the police, right? Nah, she just totally kisses him, doesn't she? Jesus Christ. Yeah, and then it looks like she's totally down to bone him, but then he flips out and jumps off the bed halfway across the room. Why does he do that? No idea. Then he just does that blue steel look from Zoolander and he's like, I can't ever lose control with you, Bella. It's kind of lame. Yeah, it really is. So then she falls asleep and he just watches her all night. You know, the same way Jeffrey Epstein watched celebrities bang children on his freaky island. Ugh, creepy. Then the next morning, Edo wants to formally introduce himself to old mate Sea Dog, her dad, to make it all official. But for some weird reason, even though he was totally trying to pimp her out like 2 scenes ago, he doesn't want her dating Edo, right? Really? Does he know Edo's a vampire then? No, just straight up hates the cunt. And to make it even more intense, he's cleaning a gun the whole time while he's talking to him. I mean, Edo is a massive creep, but he doesn't really know any of that, so I feel like this is kind of an overreaction on his part. Yeah, a huge one. So next up, she plays baseball with Edo the pedo's family, doesn't she? Baseball? Yeah, and this might be the worst sequence in the whole movie. And I think the producers of the film kind of knew it, so they tried to make it less shit by playing a Muse song over the top of it. Oh, which one? You know, Supermassive Black Cock? It's Black Hole. So anyways, the song about supermassive bumholes plays while there's a bunch of really terrible special effects of everyone running really fast and hitting the ball like crazy long distances. And then Bella gets that angry Rosalie chick out in the game, which seems impossible because she's got super vampire speed. Anyways, Rosalie's spewing now and hates her guts even more. I did not follow any of that. Good, because none of it fucking matters. Anyways, the game is interrupted by the 3 vampires who've been killing random cunts around town, isn't it? Uh-oh. You're damn right, uh-oh, because the Cullens, they have Bella with them, don't they? And now they're worried that the bad vampires might discover they're vegans and cancel them on social media. Why would they cancel them? Yeah, or kill them. Whatever, I wasn't paying attention. Anyways, Bella, she's up shit creek without a paddle because she's surrounded by vampires and she has to trust one group of vampires to protect her from another one. Why does she keep putting herself in such dangerous situations? No idea. Anyways, turns out the other vampires just want to join in on the game of baseball or something. But then one of them smells Bella's vagina from all the way across the pitch and he wants to eat her out. You mean drink her blood, right? Yeah, that's the the one. Anyways, they do this super lame thing where they all crouch and stare at each other like dogs for a while, and then Edo speeds Bella away in his car. Yeah, but can't he run really fast though? Yeah, it probably would have been much quicker to do that. I guess they just wasted all their VFX budget on that shitty baseball sequence. So anyways, Edo the pedo tells Bella that he read one of the vampire's minds, and he's like obsessed with hunting or some bullshit, so now he's going to track down Bella's scent all the way to her house. Wouldn't that just lead him to Sea Dog? Yeah, exactly. So Bella's like, we have to like go and save my dad. And Edo's like, shut up Bella, you're on your period and I can smell it because I'm a vampire. Gross. So then it cuts to Bella storming into the house telling Edo it's over, and her dad is like, what the fuck's going on Bella? And she's like, I'm leaving. What? Yeah, no idea. Even I couldn't follow this bit. Then her and Edo, they're upstairs, and Edo's like, you've got to lie to your dad and tell him that you're leaving. Why? Your guess is as good as mine. So her old man is more confused than I am, and Bella storms out of the house, and you're not going to believe this. One of the vampires from the baseball game, he's watching them from the trees, the same way P. Diddy watches people tied up in his basement. Why do you make so many P. Diddy jokes? Because the guy's a cunt. Anyways, old mate Sea Dog, he's like, you can't leave in the middle of the night, you bloody pelican. Let me take you in the morning. And Bella's like, oh my god, shut the fuck up, Dad. This is why Mum left you. You're so boring, and her new boyfriend has like a massive penis. She really tells him that. Well, no, he doesn't, but it's heavily implied. It's heavily implied, right. So anyway, Sea Dog, he's gutted that both his daughter and his wife have left him, and the P. Diddy vampire watches her leave the house. So then why did she have to hurt his feelings to keep him safe? No idea. You can even tell the actors don't have a clue why it happened. So now we're heading into the finale, right? And the Cullen cult vampires, that's a mouthful, they're preparing for a fight. And for some reason, the leader of the other vampires, he turns on his two mates, and he rats them out to Carlisle Cullen. The dude with dreadlocks is good now? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he still murdered a bunch of people and we never see him again, so fuck him. Doesn't really feel like it has anything to do with the plot, right? Anyways, the Cullens make a plan where Bella is going to leave with Edward's sister, whose psychic powers, you know, do fuck all, and that Rosalie chick who hates Bella, she's going to wear her jacket so that the vampires follow her instead of Bella. Why would Rosalie do that? She hates Bella more than Jeff Bezos hates paying taxes. Yeah, well, that's what I thought, but old mate Carlisle Cullen, Peter Parker, or whatever the fuck his name is, says that Bella is with Edward so that she's part of the family now or something. That makes literally no sense. You're telling me. Anyways, there's a bunch of shots of Bella driving away and the bad vampire with the blonde hair smelling the air like he loves the smell of farts or something, and then Bella, she arrives at a hotel. A hotel? Like just a basic hotel. Just a basic hotel. Don't the vampires have like a castle or something they can hide her in? I'm not really sure the budget of this film could have swung a castle, mate. Anyways, Alice, you know, the chick who has shit visions, she actually has a real one now. And the vampire that's tracking them has changed course and he's gone to a ballet studio, hasn't he? A ballet studio? What the fuck? Apparently, Bella did classes there when she was a kid, and I had no idea how the vampire knows that actually, or why he decided to change course and go there instead, but none of that really is ever explained, so don't worry about it. Feels like they're really rushing to the end, aren't they? Oh, you better believe they are. Anyways, Edo calls her and he's like, I'm gonna send someone to protect your dad. I'm sorry, Bella. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to keep you safe. I mean, this is kind of all his fault already, right? It's the least he could do. Get this, the blonde vampire who's tracking him, he calls Bella, right? Oh no, he has her dad, doesn't he? Nah, he only has her bloody mum, doesn't he? And she's like, help Bella, help me, you dirty slag. Oh shit, so now Edo has put both her mum and her dad in danger. Why does she even like him again? I guess because the script told her to? Anyways, the blonde vampire, who probably has a name but I can't be fucked looking it up, tells her to meet him at the ballet studio, and that if she brings any of the other vampires, he's gonna kill her mum. So why is this vampire so obsessed with her all of a sudden? Because in this movie, everyone's obsessed with Bella for absolutely no reason at all, and now so is this guy, apparently. Makes sense. No, it fucking doesn't. Anyways, Bella is in the car and she's having this inner monologue about how she never gave much thought to her own death, but dying for a loved one feels like a good way to go, right? But this is all kind of bullshit because the movie literally starts with her thinking about her own death. Yeah, that's true. Seems like a pointless thing to say, really. Yeah, big time. Apparently she's like, I don't regret that I'm going to die because I got to meet Edward. You mean the guy who's been nothing but mean to her and put her entire family in danger? Yeah, that's the guy. Anyway, she goes to the ballet studio and there's a TV in the cupboard with old family videos of her mum on it. Wait, so it's like a fake out or something? Yeah, she was never there apparently. Then how the hell did her mum talk to her on the phone before? Yeah, it's never explained. Anyways, the blonde vampire, he wants to film her death, like how Hunter Biden films all his sexual exploits, right? Gross. Because he wants Edo to see it, doesn't he? Also, I'm not sure why he hates Edo so much. They literally have only met once for like 3 seconds, but you know, whatever. Anyways, you'll never guess what happens next. Edo turns up to save her, right? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious that was going to happen, right? But get this, old mate blonde vampire, whose name I can't be fucked learning, bites Bella before Edo can get to her. Oh, shit. Right? So Edo, he's pissed, and he's about to rip the blonde vampire's neck out, but Carlisle McCarkyle, or whatever the fuck his name is, he's like, no, Edo the pedo, remember who you are, this isn't you. Ah, because the Cullens, they don't kill, do they? Yeah, exactly. So then he gets Alice, Edo's sister, to kill him instead. What? I thought they didn't kill. Yeah. Apparently except for Alice. Maybe he doesn't care about Alice? I don't really know. Anyways, everyone is freaking out because Bella's bleeding and they really want to drink her blood because being a vampire vegan is hard or some shit. Then Carlisle MacDonald, he's like, you've got two options. You can let her turn or you can drink the venom out, mate. I feel like it must be way too late for that though, right? Yeah, I mean the venom would probably be coursing through her entire body right now. So then they make this whole big deal that Edo the pedo might not be able to control himself if he tastes her blood. So Carlisle, he's not going to let him do it, right? He does it because he's done it before. Nah, he just totally lets him do it. What? He almost goes too far, and it's supposed to be dramatic, but we all know she's going to be fine because she's on the poster. Anyways, she wakes up in hospital, and her mum's there, and she says Edo's been sleeping by her bed the whole time. I thought he never sleeps. That's why he didn't have a bed in his bloody room. Yeah, apparently they forgot that they wrote that, or he's just faking it maybe, but neither of which make any sense at all. And you better believe it's never explained. Jesus Christ, when's this going to end? Fucking never, apparently. Anyways, Bella apologizes to her dad for Edo's shit plan, and then Edo says he's never going to leave her side again, or something like that. I feel like if he really loved her, he'd just stay the hell away from her. Yeah, true. Anyways, Jacob, remember the kid whose dad's in a wheelchair and her dad beat him up for no reason at all? Well, he creepily walks out of the bushes and he's like, my dad paid me $20 to tell me to tell you to break up with your boyfriend. What? Why didn't he just tell her himself? No idea. Anyways, this scene is totally sequel bait where it's going to be wolves versus vampires or some shit. Then Bella dances with Edo at the school prom and she says she wants to be a vampire just like him so that they can be in love and live forever or something like that. Because she really likes his sparkly skin and apparently he's circumcised and she prefers that. She actually specifies that. It's not said, but it's heavily implied. And then Edo tells her to shut the fuck up and that he's not going to turn her into a vampire. So they kiss and then he turns to the screen and he says, if you like this video, leave a comment and watch the next one. There's no way he says that. No, this is me now. I'm doing the whole YouTube thing. Oh, right. Go on then. No, mate, that's it. Piss off, everyone.